Alright guys, let's make an easy cityscape scene like this one together. The first thing is to create a new layer and always name your layers. We're going to pick a nice blue color and fill up our canvas. Now this is going to be the sky, so we want to make it slightly dark on the top and a little light on the bottom. And once you're happy with the gradient, we'll create a new layer and we'll take a soft round brush and just dab in some darker shapes. You can use any brush that you want. Once you're happy with how it looks, use the transformation tool to just distort it and make it like a beautiful expansive sky that's above our heads. You can also increase the contrast by playing with the curves if you'd like. Now when you're happy with that, we're gonna add in some blocks on a new layer. I'm using a very basic rectangular shaped brush. You can use any one that you'd like. The goal here is to first block in some large nice shapes, then slowly zoom in and add in more details like things on top of the building, some antennas, some smaller structures, or whatever you would prefer. This is exactly what artists mean when they talk about things like going from big to small, where you first block in larger shapes then keep zooming in and zooming in to add in the final details. After this, we want to create another layer and repeat the process where we're going to add another row of buildings and make them slightly darker so that it feels like they're actually a bit closer to us. Now we need to add in some windows, and the easiest way to do this is to use the rectangle selection tool, fill it in with a darker color, and then just erase out some rows, and there we go. And the cool part is that we don't have to do this for each and every building. We can just copy paste the same windows, make a few changes and spam them everywhere. And now we have a beautiful city that's a bit dark, so we're going to add some life and light it up by creating a new layer and turning this into a clipping mask so that whatever we draw on this layer stays within the shape of the windows below it. And now we have fun. Take a warm color, take a texture brush and just spam this over all the windows and use an eraser to keep erasing out details where you don't want them. And hey, it's a beautiful city at night. We can take this a step further by adding in some text, some signboards, and go crazy with it. Now we want to add in some foreground, so let's block in a texture, select the bottom half and distort it down below to create a nice floor. And we're slowly going to build this up into a terrace. And the easiest way to do this is by adding in a railing and then using the rectangle selection tool again and building in some AC boxes. These are some of the most recognizable things that you can see on buildings, and keep the shapes very simple and straightforward. You can also make it a little bit more believable by adding in some pipes, some wires, some cables, or anything that you would want to add on this rooftop to fit your story and narrative of your artwork. I've gone ahead and added some leaves as well to make this a bit more visually interesting and also add a bit more life to the image. Now we want to create in a new layer, fill it in completely with white, reduce the opacity to about 30%, and on a new layer above that, we're going to sketch in our character. I'm using a default round brush and I'm not going too crazy. I'm just keeping it very simple. I'm enjoying a cup of coffee while doing this and having fun. Below that, we're going to add in a final outline without any gaps, so we can fill it in with a flat color and then block in all our details. Now I'm doing all of this on a single layer, but you guys can go crazy and add as many layers, details, or whatever additional elements you guys want. Now we're going to get to my favorite part where we're going to create a new layer. We're going to change the blend mode to color dodge. We're going to pick a nice warm color, take a soft brush and dab in some beautiful atmosphere all over your image. This makes it extremely moody and atmospheric. To wrap up the image, we can add in a layer on top of everything, add in some really dark leaves in front. We can also blur them out, and there we go, we are done. And if you guys want a lot more, do check out my Patreon and Gumroad pages to get full-length tutorials of everything I do, behind the scenes, what projects I'm working on, all my brushes, all my lessons, anything and everything. You guys can find it there. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay tuned for a lot more.